Welcome to Port Hope in Game 1 of the Ontario Junior C Championship Series. Tonight at the Jack Berger Arena, the Empire B-League champion Port Hope Panthers, after winning the coin toss for home ice advantage, will host the Midwestern Junior C champion Ayr Centennials to begin the battle for the Schmalz Cup. Thanks for watching. Our broadcast team includes Roland Archer, Claire Cornish, and my name is Rob Snook. Excited to be part of this groundbreaking high-definition streaming broadcast. Please tell your friends and family. We expect to have viewers across Canada and indeed around the world. Last year, Port Hope made it this far to the Ontario final. In fact, made it all the way to Game 7 against the Essex 73s, only to lose a nail-biter in this building. This year, both teams, indeed, both towns are eager for another chance to become Ontario champions and Schmalz Cup champions. Last year, the Ayr Centennials season also finished with a loss to the perennial powerhouse Essex 73s. That won't be a factor this year. One of these two teams will walk away with a Schmalz Cup victory. The road to the Schmalz 2016 is brought to you through the generous support of Ayr Farmers Mutual Insurance Company. Kids Help Phone, 1-800-668-6868. The Ayr Centennials Hockey Club. Dalrymple Burns Insurance. Lori and Jamie Dance. And Susie Struthers Remax. It is Game 1, the Ayr Centennials against the Port Hope Panthers. Battle for the Ontario Junior C Hockey Championship. And Claire Cornish, you know, it's a big moment. Some of these kids, they've been in these before, but for some of them, it'll be the biggest game they've ever played in their life. When you're the coach in the dressing room and you're saying maybe something to some of these kids, what would you be saying?
That's a great point, Rob. I would just be telling them, listen, we got to start off strong. We got to manage the puck well. We got to be on the defensive side of the puck. If we're Ayr, we got to make sure that we don't make any mistakes, try to take this crowd out of the game. If we're Port Hope, we got to do what we do best, and that's pressure the puck and rely on our home ice advantage.
You have more familiarity with the Port Hope team because your Port Perry Mojack saw them in the playoffs. What would you say are the strengths of Port Hope and who to watch for?
Port Hope's led with, obviously, Dalton Lawrence and Lagois and Smith. In the back end, they have McGill, and Cadbury's played really well in the playoffs. They pressure the puck really well. They rely on up-ice pressure in the neutral zone and in the O-zone to force you to make mistakes. I'll be looking to see Canary use their big bodies and to break out of their own end clean. That'll relieve pressure on their D and their goalie moving forward.
This building, does it have any interesting, anything to keep in mind as a player and as a coach?
Yes, it does. It's got active boards in behind the net. Port Hope use it. They use it well on their power plays. It's something that Ayr's going to have to adapt to quickly.
Two teams stepping foot on the ice. Port Hope Panthers wearing their blue jerseys, and the Ayr Centennials in their white jerseys, getting set for our festivities and our opening face-off here at the Jack Berger Sports Complex. This building has all been redone in the last year or so, and it is all ready for a championship. And between two teams that seem to be fairly well matched on paper, and not much statistically, it would seem, to choose between the two teams. The Port Hope Panthers have 7 players back from the team that made it to the Schmalz Cup finals last year. The Ayr Centennials have 12 players back from their semifinal appearance last year in the Schmalz Cup playoffs. The Ayr Centennials had the long bus ride, about a 4-hour bus ride. One of the players was telling me because of traffic through the city, and so we'll see if that affects early stage performance for the Port Hope Panthers and the Ayr Centennials, rather. Ayr is the Midwestern Junior C League champions. They've had 5 series wins already. Ayr has, they play a whole extra round than Port Hope. Port Hope's had the 4 series wins, but it sure tells you, doesn't it, Claire, how much of a grind it is to win the Junior C Ontario Championship.
When you think about it, some of these players started way back in the middle of August, and now we're approaching the end of April, so physical health, mental health, how healthy these clubs are is going to play a role. This is a big grind and an exciting time for all of them.
It's game 1 in this best-of-7 series. Game 2 will be Sunday afternoon. If you're a fan of the Ayr Centennials, you want to get your tickets early. It'll be at the North Dumfries Community Center, a 4 o'clock puck drop on Sunday afternoon between these two squads. It's about 200 kilometers in distance between the two towns, and no doubt lots of talk in both places about what's happening in hockey around town. The Port Hope Panthers, winners of the Empire League, and the Ayr Centennials, winners of the Midwestern Junior C League. And time now for our official ceremonial puck drop. The two captains, Dan Legois from the Port Hope Panthers and Jordan Pettit, the 21-year-old from the Ayr Centennials. Both are 1994 birth years. Both are veterans of the team. And both will be relied on, no doubt, heavily. You've got your captain here. You've got guys who've been a long way in the playoff chase, and you're going to be leaning on them an awful lot, no doubt. The mayor of Port Hope, Bob Sanderson, handling the official puck drop. I understand that there's a bet in place between the two mayors of the two towns, and the losing one has to wear the jersey in council. So. About set for puck drop between the Port Hope Panthers and the Ayr Centennials, the Junior C Championship for Ontario. And what's waiting for these two teams is the Schmalz Cup, and it's no easy feat to win this one, Claire. Referees in tonight's game are Dan Ransom and Josh Shine. The linesmen are Scott Walker and Aaron Neely. And in the two nets tonight, you've got Sheldon Calbury in net for Port Hope. He's an 18-year-old from nearby Grafton, Ontario. He stopped 90% of the shots that he's faced in the portion of the playoffs that he's appeared in. And on the other end of the ice is Mitch Figueredo, who has been excellent with a .951 save percentage in the Schmalz Cup. We're underway, and here come the Ayr Centennials out to center ice. It's Quinn Diamond. His shot rolls to the net, steered aside by Calbury. Dan Legois goes back to get it in his own corner, slides it around the boards. After it goes Foley, but Harding gets to it first for Ayr, and Dalton Lawrence is going to bang it out to center ice, and here come the Panthers. Two men back, though. Lawrence brings it in on the right wing. He gets knocked down. Legois chases after it in behind the net. Roughs up his man along the boards. Matt Harding comes in, tries to take the puck. It's fished out by Lawrence. He brings it out front. He slides a pass across just out of the reach of Mike Smith. Slid back into the corner for Legois. The captain of the Panthers slides it back in behind the net for Smith. Comes back to the blue line. Hunt. Back in behind the net it goes for Smith. Good pressure early on here by the Panthers. Puck in behind the Ayr Centennials net. Jonah Goodman lost his footing. The puck comes back to the blue line. Kept in. Hunt flips it back. And it's intercepted, and Clipper feeds it ahead. Here's a break coming in for Ayr. Shot on net, scores! Quinn Diamond strikes first for the Ayr Centennials, a minute 14 in. Break and snapping one past Sheldon Calbury. It's 1-0 for the Centennials.
Some great pressure by Port Hope early on, but as you've seen many times in hockey, a quick turnover, and Ayr capitalizes on their first real good opportunity of the game.
Really their first possession of the game, wasn't it? Puck comes back to center ice, grabbed by Kavanaugh. Matt Kavanaugh will shoot it in. Panthers chase after it again. Mackey tries the centering pass, taken away by the Centennials. They'll work it off the boards and off the glass, but not out. Grabbed by Wasiluk. His shot doesn't get through to the net. And bounces up and out of play. Fairly low glass in behind the Port Hope, in this Port Hope rink, isn't there, Claire?
Yes, it is, Rob. I noticed something right away. Ayr's going to have to adjust. Port Hope flood one side of the ice. Ayr's going to have to recognize that they put a player on the top of the circles, and they've already had a couple great opportunities. I'm sure you'll see an adjustment here. Let's look for it.
If you've just joined us, early stages, game 1 of the Schmalz Cup final. Ayr leading 1-0. There's a shot from the blue line by Keegan Ferguson, and it is caught and held by Mitch Fardo.
Port Hope have a few set plays off the face-off. We'll see one probably here. The left-hand draw man pulling it straight back.
John Campbell will try to win the face-off. He couldn't for Port Hope. Ayr Centennials have a chance to clear it, and it'll be flipped out to center ice. With some speed is Tyler Harrison. Then he gets roughed up a little bit. The puck comes out to center ice. Grabbed by the Centennials, almost intercepted by Cameron Lowry. And now Harrison sends it back in. The Panthers get it back out, but not all the way out. Good pressure here now by the Centennials. Shove it along the boards, trying to work it out front for Cummins. Couldn't get it to him. And it's grabbed by Matthew Hunt, and the Panthers work it to the blue line, not out. Here's a chance for Jackson White, across for Cummings. And had it knocked away from him. And the Panthers back in their own corner. Send it across for Ferguson. He's the youngest member of the Panthers. The 1998 birth year. Puck sent in behind the net, grabbed by Hunt. He's from nearby Newcastle, Ontario. Hunt trying to work his way out of his own zone, sends it off the boards for Lowry. And one man back, that's the captain of the Centennials. He'll push it ahead for Ney, and he dumps it long range right on Calbury. Steers it into the corner. Ney again jumps on the puck, tries a centering pass. Matthew Hunt pokes it out of harm's way, feeds it to Lagois. He's got Foley with speed, gives him the puck. He'll chip it into the corner and chase after it. Centennials around the boards, and quickly a great breakout. Out they come to center ice. It's Masterson. Had it knocked away, and the puck bounced back out to center ice. It'll be sent back in again by the Centennials and Harding. Port Hope has the puck again. Here is Dan Lagois. His pass finds Dalton Lawrence. He had it knocked away. And Diamond will send it back. One thing to note for the Panthers is they don't have their number one defenseman, Cam McGill, suspended for the first game of the series. Jeffers sends it around the boards for Lagois. Off his stick, rolls to the blue line, and it is not kept in, says linesman Neely, and so the Panthers will have a freebie to move it out. They get it to center ice. The pass finds the stick of Mike Smith, brings it in on the wing. Smith to the net, gets a shot, rebound loose, Goodman there, and it's a big, massive collision around the net. And we've got whistles, and we've got a little pushing and shoving, but generally they're keeping their wits about them.
That's what Port Hope likes to do, is drive the net. They do it well. What I've noticed so far with Ayr is they're happy to dump the puck in, use their big bodies on the forecheck, and seal off the wall. When they get some sustained pressure, they look like they're going to be tough in their O-zone.
Quinn Diamond's 11th goal of the playoffs is the only goal of the game so far, with just about 4 minutes gone by in the opening period. Rob Snook and Claire Cornish here in the Jack Berger Sports Complex. Puck rolls out to center ice. After it goes Greg Powell's. Powell's a big 6'7" defenseman for the Panthers. Sends the puck up on the left wing boards, chipped out to center ice. Shot right back in again by the Centennials. And Connor McLean. Now Powell's will try the other side. Feeds a pass ahead for Smith. Chips it off the boards for Goodman. He had it knocked away from him. And the Centennials push it back to the Port Hope blue line. Grabbed by Hunt. Swings it across for his defense partner, and out it goes to center ice from Kavanaugh, but intercepted by Masterson. Centennials couldn't get anything sustained there. Big body check thrown by Godden. And Gervais is going to bring it in for Port Hope. Throws it in front of the net. Nice play to intercept by the Centennials. And they'll work it out to center ice. Here comes Cash Seraphin ahead for Masterson. His shot, he rolled it wide of the net. And the Panthers reclaim the puck. Will send it back in behind for Matthew Hunt. Up on the right wing boards for Mackey. Oldest member of the Panthers. He's 22 already. Here he comes to center across the blue line. Had it swept off his stick. And the Centennials back to center, but a good defensive play by Keegan Ferguson to break it up. Now Mackey centering pass. That's broken up by Mitchell. Kept in at the blue line by Port Hope. There's a shot. Rebound loose in front. They scramble for it. Now Ferguson at the line. He'll just shovel it into the corner. Comes back to Mackey. Slides it back in behind the net for Wassiluk. Taken away by the Centennials. Here's a steal by Port Hope. And a big save by Figueredo. Keeps the score at 1-0 for the Centennials. Good action both ways.
Yeah, I really like Port Hope's speed, and I really like Ayr's physicalness. This is going to be great. Can Ayr catch them down in the corner on the cycle, use their bodies to protect? Port Hope likes to bring it off the cycle and either find the guy on the back door or drive to the net. We're seeing great action in both ends.
Panthers win the face-off. Jeffers' shot doesn't get all the way through, but kept in by the Panthers. Shoveled back into the corner. Foley goes after it. Taken away by the Centennials, and they can't get it out. Here's Lagois. Looks, holds, still has the puck. Back to the blue line for Kavanaugh. Snaps it towards the net, to the side of the net. And Lawrence couldn't work it to the danger zone. And it is batted down with a high stick. And the face-off will come in the Centennial zone. 6 minutes exactly gone by here in the opening period. It is 1-0 for the Ayr Centennials in one of the Schmalz Cup final. Some last-minute line changes from Port Hope head coach Matt Goody. His counterpart on the Ayr side, Cody Hall. And the puck rolls out to center ice, and back to get it is Andrew Gurr. He's playing defense for Port Hope, it looks like here. He's normally a forward. And with the absence of Cam McGill, little change. Here's a chance right off the goal post. The shot from the blue line, grabbed by Grieve. Has it in the corner, centering attempt. Broken up by the Centennials, and they'll chip it out to center ice. Gurr goes back to get it. Slides it into the middle for Campbell. Jams on the brakes, tries to get away from Ormiston. And it's gobbled up by the Centennials, and back they come to center ice. And taken away by the Panthers again. Andrew Gurr has it inside his own blue line. Pass to center ice for Goodman. Broken up. Panthers again will try. Blaine Godden sends it down the ice. This might be icing. They wave it off. Back in the Centennial zone. Buzzing after it come the Panthers. Mike Smith in behind the net. Looking out front for Godden. Couldn't get it to him. And the Centennials break it back to center ice. And here they come with some speed. Diamond, the goal scorer, couldn't keep it in. And it's dumped back into the corner by Mackenzie Kemp. Panthers try to clear it. It comes to the blue line. Gathered back in by the Centennials, and they'll dump it right back into the Port Hope zone. Matthew Hunt goes back to get it. Right wing pass finds Smith. Into the middle for Goodman. He'll get across the blue line. Still has it. Goodman with a shot. The save made by Figueredo. And the Centennials reclaim the puck and push it out to center ice. A steal, though, by the Panthers. Wassiluk. And now gathered in by the Centennials. They couldn't get it in to the zone. And back come the Panthers with Wassiluk. Sharp angle shot that misses and goes up and over the glass.
Great action so far. I really like the neutral zone play of Ayr. They come through. Looks like early on they're willing to back up and allow a bit of a trap. They've got to be aware Port Hope does a really good D-to-D and across the ice.
Face off to the right of Mitch Figueredo, one of several players on the Ayr team who comes from Cambridge. Here come the Centennials back in. There's a shot by John Ney. The save made. In fact, that was Masterson who let it go. And now the captain of the Centennials, Pettit, will shoot it in. Grabbed by Jeffers. Around the boards for Port Hope to Mackey. Brings it to his own blue line. Long pass to center. In on the wing, Wasiluk, and he is hit hard. And the Centennials bring it back out to center. It's Klee looking for Masterson. Picks it up on the boards, throws it right through the goal mouth. Comes right back to Mitchell. His shot, bouncing puck in front. Another shot, kick save by Calbury. Klee's got it again. Back to the blue line it goes. And gathered in by the Panthers, and Jeffers is going to work it to center ice for Lagois. He'll dump it in long range. Teams are changing. Lagois grabs the puck, has it, shoots it right on. Saved by Figueredo, and he will hold on.
I like that line of Seraphim, Masterson, and Klee. I'll be interested to see how Port Hope matches up with them, whether they play their big line against them. But every time those three have been on the ice for Ayr, they're creating a lot of chances and getting good scoring opportunities from inside what I call home plate.
Some guys with some pretty good credentials in their hockey resume as well. Seraphim, a commit of Niagara University. The puck slid on net and steered aside by Figueredo, and the Centennials chop it down the ice. Will it go for icing? It will, with 10:44 remaining here in the opening period. And Mitch Klee is a guy who has some history in the Ontario Hockey League as well. He was the Barrie 12th round draft pick. In fact, has played 12 games in the OHL, even some in the playoffs. And he led the Midwestern Junior C League this year with 48 assists. So keep an eye on his playmaking abilities. Centennials bring it out to center ice. Across the red line and dump it into the Port Hope corner. Jackson White was the man sending it in. Back to the blue line, it rolls to center ice. Here comes Dalton Lawrence. He's being hounded, makes the play, tries to stick handle around his man, and gets tied up, comes back in front and intercepted by the Centennials, and here they come to center ice with Tyler Harrison. Little zigzag, still has it, tries to dangle his way in and poked away. Nice move by Lawrence. Fights off a check and had it taken away by Harrison. And the Centennials with a chance to try to get it out of harm's way, and they do. Off the boards to center for Ney with some speed to Ormiston. He's taken against the boards. And Cam Lowry, the forward for Port Hope, heads back in his own zone, gives it to Jeffers. Now Lagois. Now to center for Lowry with some speed. Here comes Lowry. He scores! And this game is tied. Cameron Lowry with the tying goal on the setup from the Port Hope captain, Dan Lagois.
There's your stretch pass to Lowry. Makes a nice little move on the defenseman. Catches him. And beautiful shot to the glove side. I've noticed a couple shots now beat this goalie on the glove side. Let's watch for that moving forward.
That one comes at the 10:17 mark of the opening period. Ayr had opened the scoring on Quinn Diamond's 11th of the playoffs. That was Cameron Lowry's first goal of the postseason. And so it comes at a big time for the Panthers. Puck bounced out to center ice. Back to get it is Kavanaugh. Inside his own blue line, gives it to Gurr. Gurr shaking off a check, brings it to center ice. Still stick handling across the blue line. Gurr, right wing pass to Lowry, and he couldn't connect. Those two played minor hockey together in Clarington, not too far from here. Now Grieve goes after it. Ben Grieve digging for it in the corner. Ben's dad, Brent, was a member of the Oshawa Generals and played in the National Hockey League with the Edmonton Oilers. Here's Lowry with a chance. Out front, there's a shot, bouncing high and swatted out of the way on a great defensive play by Jordan Pettit. Mad scramble in the corner, and the Centennials are going to work it out to center ice, and here they come. Into the middle for Pettit. He throws it in front of the net, and Smith was knocked down. Back in behind, there's a centering pass, they score! The Centennials reclaim the lead. It's Riley Clipper who bangs it in, and it's 2-1 for Ayr.
Nice work down low there by Ayr. Big bodies in front. Port Hope couldn't contain them. I like the way Ayr attacks across the blue line wide, looks to chip to the middle and then create plays from off the cycle.
Clipper just kind of parked himself in front of the net, and he was hard to move. Centennials reclaim the lead quickly and dump the puck in. Ferguson starts the Panthers, works a pass ahead for Smith, up ahead for Goodman, swept away from him. Following up is Ferguson. He overskates it, finds the puck, and sends it across for Matthew Hunt. He'll blast it into the Ayr Centennial zone. Figueroa out of the net. He'll leave it there for Mitch Harding. Sets it up back in behind. Up on the boards, Centennials roll it out to center ice. Swatted away from Seraphim by two Port Hope players. And Masterson's going to get to the puck first again. Zachary Masterson in behind for Seraphim. Cummins coming in to help out for Ayr. And not sure what happened here. A broken helmet, I think, issue by Keegan Ferguson. Is this a penalty, Claire?
I think he got
his helmet.
His visor was knocked off. I'm not sure if he's getting a penalty for that because he continued to play. I think he has to go immediately off the ice. Kind of a tough situation because he's battling in the corner. Yep.
It looks like it's a power play for the Ayr Centennials so far in the Schmalz Cup playoffs. They've been under 14% efficiency, 13.6. The Panthers penalty kill, 85%. McLean with the puck. There's a shot long range, and Calgary with a nice save on the chance from Connor McLean.
Ayer's going to have to be aware of the fact that when Lagois and Lawrence are out here on the penalty kill, they really look to pressure the defenseman, and they got great speed. They score a lot of PK goals during the year, create havoc up ice as well.
Well, that used up only 6 seconds of the power play. McLean again from the left point. Sends it across. There's a shot that goes high over top of the net from Cummings. Comes back to McLean. Another shot tipped. They score again. And it might have been Clipper again. And it is 3-1 for the Ayr Centennials. That's a power play goal for Clipper.
I'm sensing a trend here, being able to control these big bodies in front of the net for Port Hope D. It's going to be something they got to look at, whether they front the puck and ignore the big bodies and hope to block shots, or whether they try to battle one-on-one and push them out. It's something they're going to have to look for.
And already a goaltending change we see on the Port Hope side. Out of the game, Calgary. Into the game goes Aaron Young. So Matt Goody looking for something to kind of turn the tide. That goal coming at the 12:35 mark, just over a minute after the Centennials had made it 2-1. Puck is deep in the Ayr zone, up on the boards. Grabbed again by Port Hope, but can't get it much past the Centennials' blue line. They'll try again. Jeffers will send it in long range. Grabbed by Matt Harding. Sends it back in behind. Here's a steal. Port Hope has a chance. Another chance. And they can't get anything on the chance in front. And the Ayr Centennials may dodge a little bit of a bullet.
Definitely. Just got to be sure on communication. I think he might have heard a D to D or a reverse, maybe Port Hope, but either way, be really.
And the Panthers have got their number one line on the ice with, well, at least they've got their number one center on the ice, Dalton Lawrence, and he'll play with Mackey. And it looks like Gervais, so why not use your top guy as much as you can? Kavanaugh deep in his own zone, sends it up the right wing boards. Mackey works it ahead for Lawrence. Rolls it into the zone. And the Centennials back up on the boards. Jackson White trying to pick it up. Taken away. Here's Lawrence, and he couldn't dangle his way in. Brought back to center ice by Cummings. He'll flip it into the right wing corners. Harrison races after it, but Kavanaugh gets there for Port Hope. Gives it to Gurr. His pass off the skate of Lawrence comes right back to Harrison. And Lawrence stung a little bit on that pass that hit him in the back of the foot. Here comes Gurr to center. Andrew Gurr works a pass ahead for Mackey across the blue line, drops it off for Grieve, throws it in front and tipped just wide by Mackey. Centennials Pettit back out to center. Port Hope got away with a little bit of a hook there. The puck rolls in on Young, and Aaron Young is going to hold on.
I love the composure of Ayr's captain, Pettit. And that's what the type of guy you need it to go this late in the year. Guy that can just slow things down, stretch pass to his forwards, get a face off in the O zone. That's calm, cool, composure hockey.
Jake Wibbs taking the face-off for the Centennials. Josh Gervais will go for the Panthers. Josh is from the Ottawa area. In fact, that is Campbell for the Panthers. Beg your pardon. Here's a penalty coming here. It's going to be against Wibbs for hooking, and that caused the Port Hope player to go into the end boards. And the Panthers are going to go to their first power play of the game. Port Hope's power play, 25.5% so far in the Schmalz Cup playoffs. The Ayr penalty kill, 87.8% efficiency.
This is power. This is Port Hope's strength, is their power play. Key it off 19 Lawrence. There's many different set plays they do, and they have a really good percentage.
Lagois has it at the point. He plays the right point. Now goes to Foley. Sends it into the corner for Godden. Uses that big body to shake. Has for Foley. Try to get it back to Godden. And the Centennials, nice job, are going to bang it out to center. Here's Masterson trying to get it ahead of Lagois, who blows a tire. And the puck lands on the stick of Mackey, and he'll start with some speed out of his own zone for the Panthers. Ahead for Foley. Brings it across the blue line. I thought there was another penalty coming here. So the goalie leaving his net on the Port Hope side, but he was moving something away. There was a glove in front of him, and that allows the Centennials to grab the puck and send it out to center. Panthers haven't gotten anything set up here in almost a minute on the power play. Centennials to the blue line, can't get it past Mackey. Works it across for Jonah Goodman. Goodman, right point. Lagois. Mackey, blast, save Figueredo. Puck sent to the blue line, and out it rolls to center ice. Lawrence trying to pick up some speed, get away from Seraphim, still has it. Lawrence trying to dangle his way in. He is, and he's knocked down. Fans calling for a penalty. Here's Lagois. His shot is blocked, and out it rolls to center ice. And the puck bounces into the Port Hope bench, right down.
For the Ayr fans who haven't seen Port Hope, obviously, there you got a little taste of what Lawrence can do. In my mind, probably one of the top players in our Junior C League. No doubt could play at a higher level, but he is the catalyst for all things offensive, usually on a power play.
Port Hope has just 31 seconds to work on this power play, trailing 3-1 with less than 4.5 minutes to go in the opening period. Kavanaugh in behind his own net for the Panthers. His pass too far for Goodman. Sent back in. Young goes to get it. Leaves it there for Gervais. Panthers in all kinds of trouble here, trying to get out of their own zone. Great penalty killing by the Centennials. Kavanaugh out to center. His pass rolls off the stick of Goodman. And knocked back to center ice. And Jeffers picks it up. He wants to roll. Brings it into the zone. Left wing side. Fights off a check. Still has it out front. Smith couldn't bang it into the net. Mike Smith in the corner. He's one of 7 players on the Panthers who are back from last year's team. Only 7. Pettit, the captain of the Centennials. Always calm, it looks like back there. Gives it to Jackson. Jackson White, that is. He'll dump it into the Port Hope zone. Young scoots out of his net, tees it up, and then rips it around the boards himself, but kept in at the blue line. Now Jeffers will try again. Ahead for Grieve. He sends it in deep. Lowry, the only goal scorer for the Panthers, is out there. And it's knocked back to center ice by the Centennials. Here they come with some speed. Wibbs had it knocked away from him. And it's sent back into the Port Hope corner. Rifled around the boards. Another chance for Ferguson, and he'll work it to center ice. Kemp for the Centennials. Sent right back into the Port Hope corner by McLean. Lowry can't clear it. Here's a chance for Clipper. He's got 2 already. A high sticking penalty coming here against the Centennials. They touch it. Riley Clipper's going to go to the box. And the Port Hope Panthers are going back to the power play with Clipper heading to the box.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for Clipper. He's hard on the forecheck. He goes to a little stick-on-stick action, and it rides up, clips the Port Hope guy in the helmet. It's automatic penalty.
.241 remaining in the opening period. 3-1, Ayr leading. 2 goals for Riley Clipper and 1 goal for Quinn Diamond. Panthers win the faceoff, send it back to the blue line for Lagois. Now to Lawrence, now to Lagois. His shot is blocked, comes right back to Lawrence again. Trying to spin away, tie up 2 men. The puck comes along the boards. Smith back to Lagois at the right point. Mackey to the front of the net. Normally, Cameron McGill would be quarterbacking this power play. Normally, Cam McGill would be quarterbacking this power play, and you can really see the absence of him.
Definitely. Cam usually plays over on the right-hand side, and it opens up a secondary option for Lagois.
Puck to center ice. Mackey chips it in. After it goes Foley. Smith digs for it, and he grabs it for Port Hope. Walks in, gets a shot. That's blocked. Nice play by Klee. And the Centennials with a nice clear again down the ice.
I like the fact that Klee is one of your top players 5-on-5, and then he's out here in a penalty kill.
Lagois overskates it, then slows things down. He'll send a pass to center. Here comes Lawrence in on a breakaway. Lawrence shooting high for the net. Goaltender got a piece of nice stop, it looked like. And Lawrence almost busting through.
Ayr's got to be careful on their changes. Lawrence likes to go up ice and hide, sometimes even hide in behind the linesman like we saw Ovechkin do the other night in the NHL. They just got away with one there. Great pass by Lagois.
So good atmosphere at the Jack Berger Sports Complex. Game 1 of the Schmalz Cup final. And it rolls back into the Port Hope zone. They've still got 45 seconds to work on this power play. Down by 2 goals. Gervais. Now it comes back to Ferguson. The young defenseman gives it to Kavanaugh. Ferguson. Oshawa Generals draft pick. May well spend some time with the Generals before all is said and done. He's only 16, only in his just turned 17. Now Ferguson works it in for Mackey. Panthers back to the blue line. Ferguson shot on net. That goes wide. Kavanaugh comes down to pick it up. Brings it back up top. Across for Ferguson. There's a Godden in front from Gervais. Good collision. Panthers reclaim the puck. Back it comes to the blue line. Kavanaugh shot. Steered aside by Figueredo. And the Centennials have killed off the penalty and blazed the puck down the ice right on the net of the Panthers. And Aaron Young, and he'll hold.
Ayr shows us why. They've got a 88% penalty kill rate right now. They're really aggressive. They got big bodies in front. It's going to force Port Hope to use maybe a couple plays on their back door. They're blocking shots. They're pushing guys out from the front. So
face-off coming up to the right of Aaron Young. If you've just joined us, Aaron came into the game at the third Panthers goal. Don't know if how many of them were directly the fault of the first goaltender, Sheldon Calbury, but here's a chance now come the Panthers with Lawrence. Kept in at the blue line by Gurr, tipped in front, puck pinballing around. And the Centennials roll it back into the Port Hope zone. We're down to the final 7, 6, and 5 seconds here in the opening period. Andrew Gurr has it in behind his net, almost lost it, almost gave it up. And the buzzer sounds and relieves some pressure. But the Ayr Centennials make the long bus ride and come in here and take a 3-1 lead after the opening period. And Coach Claire Cornish, what did you see in that period that impressed?
I think both teams probably played to their strengths. Port Hope had a lot of pressure up ice. They had some great opportunities in that shift where Ayr eventually comes down and scores, really, as you said, on their first possession. Ayr shows that they're going to be strong up ice on the forecheck. They seal off the walls well. They use their body, and they're going to be tough to contain in front of the net. I think it's going to be a good series. Obviously, both teams are mature. Port Hope's been here before, and Ayr looks like they've got a lot of 20-year-olds with a lot of composure.
Quinn Diamond opened the scoring just about a minute into the game for the Ayr Centennials. Port Hope then tied it up just past the 10-minute mark on a goal by Cam Lowry. And then two quick goals less than a minute apart by Riley Clipper, giving the Ayr Centennials a 3-1 lead after 20 minutes of play here at the Port Hope Arena, the Jack Berger Sports Complex. And we'll take a little bit of a break here, and we'll return in just a moment with lots more from Port Hope in the Schmalz Cup Ontario final, game number 1. The Ayr Centennials lead 3-1 in the game. Ayr has already won. It's amazing to think this, Claire. They've already won 5 series. Port Hope's won 4 series already. And it takes quite a deep roster to get this far. And then we see the results here in game 1 as we begin this series.
Yeah, I think you see that Ayr's got a lot of 20-year-olds. They play with a lot of composure. They're big, they're strong, they bring a physical presence all over the ice. For Port Hope, they've got a lot of pace, they play with a lot of pace, and they look healthy as well. They rely a lot on their big line, that's for sure, and you can see here in the first period, their big line's been in alone a few times. I don't think Port Hope has much to change other than their defense have to go back with what I call a purpose. Sometimes they're going back and they're not knowing ahead of time, what am I going to do with the puck? And Ayr's physical presence is going to turn those pucks over, and we saw that.
Claire, I feel like I need to introduce you a little bit. Former Oshawa General player. You've coached an awful lot in hockey. You coached in Junior C hockey the last few years with the Port Perry Mojacks, which is, you know, a team that's sort of in between these two cities, a little closer to the Port Hope side, of course. What's your philosophy about hockey as you've grown and as you went from a player to now a coach? How has it changed?
I'm a full-time teacher at Durham College. That's my official career, but my real passion, along with teaching, is coaching hockey. And I look at it like you've got to bring 4 main things. You got to bring grit, you got to bring pace, you got to bring discipline, and you just got to bring a passion for what you do. And I have what we call a Be a Pro program, and that's what we teach. I enjoy this age group, the junior age group, because they're young men who are trying to continue in their career in hockey, but they're making some decisions around their school life as well, and their working world. And I've been fortunate to teach at Durham College for 15 years, and I'm able to help them in that way as well, make some decisions around career, and hopefully help them progress a little bit in their hockey career.
It seems like a lot of times teaching and coaching go together. Sometimes they're the same thing, aren't they?
Absolutely. Take a look, in the NHL, you got Peter DeBoer, Steve Spott. In the OHL, you have George Burnett, you have Stan Butler. So the game requires teaching now. With video, it requires it. It's becoming more and more like what I say the NFL. Special teams are scripted plays. Players need to know all 5 of them where they are on the ice, and you see that out here today. Your teams that have that structure are going to go a long way, especially, as you said, in a long, long playoff run. You've got to have that structure.
Let's just take fans maybe a little bit through the playoff run. They're probably familiar with their team that they're cheering for. Start with the Ayr Centennials. Their first round series was against the Burford Bulldogs. They won that 4-1. They went on to face the Wesley Applejacks, I love that name, beat them 4-0. The next one was the Midwestern Junior C League final against the New Hamburg Firebirds. They won that series in 5 games, so 4-1. That put them into the Schmalz Cup playoffs when they played Grimsby. The Peach Kings won that series 4-1 and then put them against last year's champions of the Schmalz Cup, the Essex 73s. Not only did they win, they won in a sweep. And that puts us on the other side with the Port Hope Panthers. They had 2 series to win the Empire League. First, they beat the Gananoque Islanders in a sweep, the Napanee Raiders in a sweep. That gave them the Empire B Junior C League title. Went on to face the Port Perry Mojacks, won that a very tough series in 5 games, I have to say. Moved them into the Schmalz Cup when they faced the Alliston Hornets in the last round. That was the second round of the Schmalz Cup. And a tough series there, 4-2 for the Panthers. And so they've won 16 games already. And the Centennials have already won 20 hockey games just to get to this point in the postseason. It is indeed a grind.
I know Alliston Hornets have a little thing on their Twitter page with game 1 of 24. And when you think about it, to compete night after night, play 24 hockey games at minimum to win an Ontario championship, it's definitely a grind, and it's a testament to both of these franchises to be here.
Here we go, second period action. The Ayr Centennials lead 3-1 over the Port Hope Panthers. The teams are at full and even strength. Centennials in white, Panthers in dark. Sean Kavanaugh trying to work the puck up on the boards, doesn't clear. That was Matt Kavanaugh, in fact. And now Kavanaugh has it again, sends a pass up for Evan Foley, trying to stick handle out of his own zone, following up. Come the Panthers, and here comes Lawrence. He snaps a shot just wide. Lagois goes to get it. Captain of the Panthers feeds it in for Lawrence. It squirts off the end boards. And the Panthers can't keep it in deep. Centennials have a chance to clear it, can't get it out. Here's Foley. He gets knocked down, tries a centering pass. Here's Lawrence in front with a backhander. And Clipper is going to go gather the puck in. He's got 3 points already in the game. Here's a chance in front, the long shot stopped. Now Lawrence again in front of the net. Foley with a save. Backhand score. Lagois bangs it home. And the Port Hope Panthers are back within a goal. It's 3-2.
Here's what we talked about going into this period. Port Hope rely on their big line. Lagois, Lawrence. This time they have Foley with them. Constant pace, constant pressure on the puck. Throwing pucks at the net, what I call funneling, forces their D to turn around, and they get lost in their checks.
You see this so many times when a team has a chance to get the puck out and they can't quite finish the job, and the Centennials probably look back at the video and see that. So we're back to a 1-goal game. Figueredo, the goaltender for the Centennials. And now the team in white out to center ice, and here comes Masterson with some speed on the right wing. Masterson shot, stop, Young, and another chance, and grabbed by Jeffers, and he'll work it to center ice, and it rolls off a stick, and Pettit goes to get it. The Centennials captain out to center for Klee. Now Masterson, his shot high goes over top of the net. Now Masterson again tries a centering pass, spinning shot, and that caroms and goes just wide of the net. And now Masterson has it again. Mitchell, Klee, centering pass, comes back to Mitchell at the blue line. Now a blast, there's a shot that was tipped just wide. And it went off the goaltender and out of play. Great pressure there by the Centennials. That time, the Panthers dodge a bullet.
Both teams have come out here. Port Hope's come out obviously very strong to start the second period. Their coach Goody is a master motivator, and watch for Port Hope to start every period really, really strong.
That goal officially was Dan Lagois, his 20th of the postseason from Dalton Lawrence and Evan Foley. Blaine Godden brings the puck to center ice. His pass intended for Smith. Now Godden follows up. Had it pushed off his stick. Good play by McLean. Cummings will send it around the boards for Jackson White. He chops it ahead, and out it goes to center ice. Godden, almost a giveaway by the Panthers. Pushed ahead to Smith. He'll bang it off the boards, but McLean quickly goes cross ice, out of the reach of Harrison, who falls. And now Smith couldn't handle the pass, rolls out to center, grabbed by Harrison. Sings it across the ice. Centennials come back into the zone, leading 3-2. Early stages, second period. Centering pass, here's Harrison. His shot, he rolled it wide of the net. That was Tyler Harrison. Now Harding, intercepted by Port Hope, and out they come to center with Campbell. John Campbell, drop pass for Smith, back to Campbell. Backhand shot, nice kick, saved by Figueredo. Good pressure again by the Panthers. Beachy trying to clear it, gives it to Kemp. Centennials, Kemp around the boards in his own corner for Harding. Mitch Harding will chip the puck ahead, rolls to center ice, grabbed by Jordan Goodman. He'll dump it in deep. Figueredo rims it around the boards. White goes to get it. Panthers keep it in momentarily. Centennials now get it to center ice out of the reach of Beachy and shot right back in again by Matthew Hunt and the Panthers. Great action here, early stages, second period. Out it comes to center ice. Ferguson racing back. He's under pressure. Bangs it off the boards, but gives it away. Here's a chance for the Centennials. Spinning shot off the maybe side of the post. And Lagois back to center ice for Lowry. Across the blue line. His shot. Blocker save. Figueroa. Rebound loose in front. Lagois almost banged it home. Lagois again in the corner. In for Lowry. Out front for Lagois. And Lawrence. And Lowry. Trying to bang it in. Net. And a score. No. What are they saying here? The referee pointed at the net. And he is saying maybe there's a penalty here, I think, Claire.
I'm not really sure the call. The referee's pointing down, then he's waving off. I think he's going to call for intentionally knocking the net off.
I think you're right, but he did point emphatically at the net, and my first reaction was the puck didn't go in the net, but he seemed to think from his reaction that it did, so apologize.
You're seeing here shift over shift, and I call it the turnover effect. Port Hope's turning these pucks over along the half wall, using their speed. What Port Hope likes to do is what I call flood the strong side, and so they're turning them over and over, and Ayr's got to be careful. You've got to get them out that first opportunity.
So a power play for the Panthers. They are good throughout the playoffs, or have been on the man advantage. Not so much yet tonight, 0 for 2. Here's Lagois. Ahead for Lawrence. The Oshawa native with some speed. Brings the puck in left wing. Cuts to the middle of the ice and had it swept away. Pettit takes his man against the boards. The puck loose. Godden trying to dig for it. Nice play by Pettit to steer it along the boards for Klee. And a high stick coming here. A penalty against the Port Hope Panthers. It might have been Godden who got the stick up. And a little bit of blood on the ice too, possibly.
Blood. At first I thought that might have been a veteran move there by Klee, but does look like he's been cut.
Haven't seen the signal yet from referee Dan Ransom about how many minutes possibly. But there was 32 seconds had elapsed in that one penalty. And so Port Hope's power play is negated. And it's only a 2-minute penalty against the Panthers, so they might have dodged a bit of a bullet here. Early stages, second period, 3-2 for the Ayr Centennials. We've got 4-on-4 hockey now for a minute and a half. Campbell risks the puck out. Not sure if he realizes that they're not shorthanded. The Panthers are not shorthanded. The puck sent in by the Centennials. Kavanaugh goes back to get it. Gives it back to Jeffers with some speed. Brings it to center ice. Played midget hockey this year in Clarington. Now Jeffers with a shot. That's stopped. He goes after it. Campbell digs after the puck along the boards. So does Jeffers. And it is fished out by Mackenzie Kemp to center ice for Cummings. Across the Port Hope blue line. Now Diamond, his wrist shot goes way wide, and out it comes to center ice. Lawrence chasing, but Harding using the wheels to really hustle and beat him to the puck. Harding in behind his net, watched by Lawrence, tries to spin away. Puck in behind, Lawrence spinning with it, and almost kicked it out front. And the Panthers will take it out at center ice with Matthew Hunt. He'll fire it right back into the Ayr Centennial zone. Figueroa out of his net. Drops it off for Kemp. Long pass to center ice, finds Wibbs across the Port Hope blue line. Try to cut to the middle of the ice, swept off his stick, and down it goes. Will it be icing? No, says the linesman. Goaltender comes out. Figueroa feeds it ahead for Wibbs. His pass finds Masterson. He snaps one on net. Young makes the save, gives the puck to Hunt. And now it is a power play for the Centennials for half a minute. Panthers slam it down the ice. Figueroa tees it up for his captain Pettit, and then in fact changes his mind, gives it to Masterson. Now to Mitchell. Final 15 seconds of the Centennials power play. Here they come to center ice. Pettit brings it in, and offside is the call at the blue line with just 8 seconds left in the Centennials power play.
One thing I've noticed is both of these goalies love to come out and play the puck. It's a great asset to have. You've got to make sure that your defense are communicating with them.
Face off just outside the Panthers blue line, grabbed by McLean now. And here come the Centennials trying to use the final seconds. Seraphim with a shot, and that went off the goal post. Teams are back to full and even strength. Here's a chance for the Centennials, trying to work it in front. McLean, good work to work it into the corner for Harrison. Grabbed by Kavanaugh, and they'll get Port Hope going the other way. Mackey's pass rolls into the corner. McLean goes back to get it. Out to center ice for Klee. 1-on-2, waits for some help. Chris crosses at the blue line. Klee still has it. Tries the drop pass. Harrison shot, and that's blocked. Now grabbed by Mackey. Fails on the attempt to clear it. Panthers will get another chance, and Hunt to center ice finds Lawrence. And he misplayed that one. Back come Cummings, just onside at the Panthers blue line. Harrison works it back into the corner. Ferguson goes to get it. He'll roll it out to center ice. And Ferris starts the Centennials going the other way, but the Panthers break it up. Play is really kind of ground down to a little bit here, Claire.
Second period's important. You always have the long change, and as you can see here, Ayr's not letting them get the puck much past the red line.
Centennials, now a steal. Lawrence is going to bring the Panthers back in. He's got some help. He tried to feed it to Grieve heading to the net, and he couldn't roll the pass through. Back it comes just outside the blue line. Good second effort there by the young Panthers defenseman Ferguson. Rolling after the puck in the corner is Wasiluk. He is slammed into the corner boards by Nolan Ferris. Now Masterson. Couldn't get it by Wasiluk. Another chance, and now the Panthers will bring it to center. Cummings, right wing pass now for Masterson. Chases after it, comes up with it. Had it swept off his stick by the big reach of Powell's. And allows the Panthers to work their way out to center ice. Not very far though. Right back to the blue line, and here comes the Centennials. There's a shot, stopped by Young. And the save made on Logan Beachy's tricky shot. And Aaron Young, that's a tough job that he's had to do tonight, coming in relief, and he's been pretty solid.
Yes, he's done what every coach wants, is settle it down, control your rebounds, make sure that you play the puck well. He's done a really good job. I don't think he's played an awful lot. He started the first game against us, and I think Cadbury's played most of the rest of the game, so he's been a calming influence since being put in early in the first.
Just over 9 minutes to go here in the second period. It's 3-2 for the Ayr Centennials. Game 1 of the Schmalz Cup Ontario Junior C Final. Puck sent into the Port Hope corner. Kavanaugh goes back to get it. Drops it off. Jeffers rims it around the boards. Kept in at the blue line. Mitchell. Beachy with a shot. Blocked in front by Jeffers. And the Panthers just get it past the blue line. But the Centennials push it right back in again. And another penalty coming here. It'll be against Kavanaugh, I think, for cross-checking. And now some post-whistle pushing and shoving. It'll be Panthers short-handed, and it is indeed Kavanaugh for cross-checking. And now some more. And Jeffers trying to jump in on the back. Hard to see who the first two players were in that scrum.
I'll give the Ayr fans a little insight here. This is Port Hope's rough and tough line, and this is one of the reasons why they're so successful. They can bring pace, they can play with poise, but then they can bring this too. And it's a fine line that you need. You got to be able to intimidate, but you got to be able to be disciplined as well. We'll see what comes out of this.
Port Hope trainer Caitlin McQuaig scooting out onto the ice to look at Mike Smith. Smith was at the bottom of that pile. Sean Mitchell was the one on the Ayr side who's in the penalty box, and then the referee quickly comes over and says no more between the two benches and the two penalty boxes either. So the referee now explaining something to the two benches. And the good news is Mike Smith is at least up on his knees now. Really hard for us, Claire, to see exactly what happened in the middle of all that.
Yeah, there was a scrum. I'm not sure that I was focused on in front of the benches here was going on too as well. So good to see him up. He's a key player for Port Hope.
Mike Smith makes his way back to the Panthers bench on his own. And so the two referees again have their work cut out for them, Dan Ransom and Josh Shine.
I'll give you a little insight onto these two refs. Both of these are really good referees. They have a lot of experience, but what I find is they like to engage with the players a little bit. These two did our last game down here in Game 5, and I found that they were very vocal with the players, and that works well sometimes, but what it tends to do is give the players a feeling that they can argue with them, and me as a coach, I think it's a slippery slope.
So this is interesting. It looks like the Panthers might be getting a power play out of this. They were going to take the first penalty. It was Matt Kavanaugh who was heading to the box for cross-checking. And then things started to get unraveled a little bit. And the linesman was pointed at by the referee to bring the face-off into the Ayr Centennials zone to the right of Mitch Figueredo. Just a reminder to fans, there are 8 Junior C leagues in Ontario, and these are the top 2 teams representing their leagues. You also have the Central League, the Port Perry Mojacks, the champions of that league, the Georgian Bay League, the Elliston Hornets champions. The Western Junior C League has the Kincardine Bulldogs as champions. The Great Lakes League was the Essex 73s, Niagara District was Grimsby, and the Southern Ontario League was the Dorchester Dolphins. 8 leagues, just 2 remaining, 2 teams left battling for the Schmalz. Here's Lagois with a shot, and that was steered aside by goaltender Figueredo. It's the Panthers on the power play here. Lowry off the boards, comes back to Mackey, snaps one on net, loose puck, rolled and knocked down the ice by Cummings. Cole Cummings with a good play to clear it. Sends the Panthers back in their own zone. Down a goal. Lagois, 21-year-old captain of the Panthers, works it ahead, snapped into the zone by Mackey. Foley races after it, and a good play by the Centennials to steer it out to center. Lawrence has it roll off his stick, and the Pettit, the captain of the... Here's a chance for Seraphim, trying to fight off a check. Shot, what a save by Young! He just robbed Cash Seraphim.
That's more than a calming influence now. Could be a game saver.
Seraphim, who is no stranger to goal scoring, has 13 in the playoffs, had 42 goals in the regular season. Breaks in, fights off the check of Foley, and makes a great move to put himself in the open. And what a save by Aaron Young. Still a minute 10 left in the Port Hope power play, but they are a long way from where they want to be. More discussions going on.
You see some more veteran leadership here from Ayr, right? A couple players come to the referee, slow things down here. That's a big save by Port Hope. That gains them some momentum. Here's a veteran team here doing what they need to do to regain some composure.
1-goal game. Past the halfway point of the second period. Austin Jeffers drops the puck back behind it for Lagois. Here's the hit for Jeffers again. We'll roll it into the middle for Smith. So Mike Smith seems to be okay after that incident. Now Gervais lets it roll to the blue line for Jeffers. His shot caroms around and now picked up. And Wibbs will send it down the ice for the Centennials right on net from long range. And then Young's going to have to hold on to it. Not what you want your goaltender to have to do on a power play. That's tough.
Yeah, I'd rather see him come out and be a little aggressive, move the puck. I know he can play it well, but you know what? Better to be safe, I guess, than sorry at this stage.
If you've just joined us, the Ayr Centennials scored first in this one, a goal by Quinn Diamond. Port Hope came back with a Cam Lowry goal, then 2 for the Centennials and Riley Clipper. It was 3-1 at the end of the first period that saw the Panthers outshoot Ayr 15-7. And then in the second period, first minute, 53 seconds in, Dan Lagois from Dalton Lawrence and Evan Foley. And that's where we sit now. It's a 3-2 lead for the Ayr Centennials. And here come the Panthers. Final 30 seconds of the power play. Roll the puck in. Bouncing puck. Scramble in front. Gurr trying to steer it on net. And hustling after it goes Smith, but a good defensive play by Cummings. Ahead for Masterson. He might have a path to the net. Masterson, in he goes. Cross-ice pass, and he couldn't feed it through. Back come the Panthers. Final dozen seconds of the power play. Godden takes the pass, rips a shot, scramble in front, and Jeffers, the defenseman, was down there trying to bang it in and couldn't do it. Just game one, but it's starting to get a little physical.
It is after each whistle. Both teams are certainly willing to go to the net strong. I'm really impressed with Ayr's penalty kill. They're aggressive both up ice, they're aggressive in the D zone, and they're not afraid to go to the net, as you can see there. The only issue is if you turn the puck over, you're looking at a 4-on-2, and that's what you just saw.
Final 7 seconds for the Centennials to try to kill off this penalty. Leading 3-2 in the game, winning the faceoff. That goes a long way. And they try to clear it, but the glass is low here. And I think that hit the platform that we're standing on and just about rattled us off, Claire. Now final 3 seconds in the Port Hope Panthers power play. Seraphim on the faceoff for the Centennials. Gervais for the Panthers. Lagois in behind the net. Gervais chases after it. And the Centennials kill off the penalty. Kemp pushes it ahead. And Klee at his own blue line. Long pass, Seraphim. Panthers have a chance to clear it, and now they will to center ice. Lagois redirects the puck in and chases. Kemp going back for it. Sends it high off the glass to the blue line and out to center ice. Seraphim for Harrison. His shot, and off the blocker of Young. Centennials keep it going along the boards. The other corner. And Lagois, who's at the end of a long shift, just trying to get it out. Couldn't do it. Maybe chance here. Harrison in front, knocked away. Klee now with a chance. Into the corner it goes. Seraphim trying to spin away, using that large frame to keep the play moving. And the Panthers clear it just past the blue line. And that will allow the Port Hope captain, Dan Lagois, to get off along with Evan Foley as the Panthers get a line change started. Here's Lowry. He'll bring it back in, and it's offside at the blue line with 7:18 to go in the second period. It's a 3-2 lead for the Ayr Centennials.
You can see some camaraderie between players here from Ayr. I really like Klee, Seraphim working together. If there isn't a direct pass route, they're using what I call the alley-oop through the neutral zone, and Port Hope's going to have to be aware. They're both big bodies that protect the puck well.
Yeah, the old alley-oop play. You don't see that a lot in hockey, but it works sometimes. Grieve. Now Goodman. Third line for the Panthers. Came up with a goal earlier on. Here comes Centennials back in. Dumped in by Quinn Diamond. Goaltender Young almost gave it away. Might have. There's a shot. Rebound. They score. Centennials have made it a 2-goal lead. And I think that was Klee. In fact, that was Connor McLean. Now I stand corrected. I think it was Quinn Diamond with his second goal of the game.
Talked about it earlier. Both of these goalies like to come out and play the puck, and there's what happens. You got to be sure about it. D have to talk to the goalies. They got to either tell them rim it, forward, back. There's what happens when there's a miscommunication.
Ayr Centennials capitalize. Second goal of the game for Quinn Diamond. And it's a 2-goal lead again for the Centennials, the visitors. Puck comes out to center ice. Masterson can't reach it. Grabbed by Dalton Lawrence. Trying to feed a pass into the middle for Wasilak. Couldn't make it click.
There was a prime example of how it's done properly. Ayr's goalie came out, played the puck over to his defenseman, which opens up the seam to through the middle.
So the official on that last goal was Quinn Diamond from Jake Wibbs. and Riley Clipper. So if I'm not mistaken, that's the 4th point of the game already for Riley Clipper. Kavanaugh. And now Powells will dump it in from long range, caught by the goaltender Figueredo, and he will hold on. 6:31 to go, second period, 4-2 lead for the Ayr Centennials. And they have spread the scoring around in terms of assists, but the goal scoring, 2 goals each for Diamond and Clipper for the Centennials. Puck rolls back into the Port Hope zone, pushed off the boards by Ferguson. Now grabbed by Kavanaugh, and Cummings able to get it ahead for White. His shot right on. Young makes the save and will hold.
Port Hope started out this period with a lot of pace, but as you can see as we move through the period now, Ayr's big bodies, their physical presence along the wall, a lot of these battles, I think they're starting to wear Port Hope down a little bit.
Now it'll be interesting to see how they still got a long way to go in this one. 6 minutes to go in the second period. Ferguson around the right wing boards for Smith. He's one of the taller, stronger, bigger bodies on the Port Hope side. And it is flipped out to center ice. Pettit heads back to get it, gives it to Mitchell. Couldn't quite handle the pass. Maybe a chance for Smith. His shot steered aside by Figueredo. Good collision in the corner. Godden and Mitchell, and the puck dug out by the Panthers to the blue line. Gervais, stick handles, trying to get away from Ormiston. Puck rolls to the side of the net, Pettit. But now Gervais stays on it for the Panthers. Throws it back in behind for Godden. And it'll be gathered in by the Ayr Centennials and a chance to clear it out to center ice, and they do. Now Ormiston brings it right back in, throws it into the corner for Beachy. Hunt kicks the puck around the boards for the Panthers. And Smith, instead of moving it quickly, keeps it going. There's another penalty coming. This will be against Matthew Hunt. And I'm thinking maybe boarding here. And the referee hasn't made the signal yet. The two referees are going to have a discussion about this, it would seem, first. And cross-checking.
Yeah, Port Hope had the puck around the wall, and that winger's job, he's got to get it out right away. Otherwise, put it in his feet, wait for support. But he pushes it back, causes a turnover, and then it's what I call a reactionary cross-check. It's a sticking penalty. Port Hope guy's flat-footed. He recognizes he's going to be beat off the wall, and he reacts with his stick rather than moving his feet.
Centennials back to the power play again. Comes to the blue line. Manning. Seraphim winds up, blasting a shot. Nice glove save by Young. He'll hold on.
I think you can see early on they're going to key off Seraphim here on the Ayers power play. Big body, great one-timer. What I like about him is he keeps the puck low. He's looking for a rebound here, not necessarily to score himself.
Masterson in the corner, gives it back to Seraphim. Back to Masterson. Trying to set up Klee at the side of the net. Comes back to the blue line. Harrison. Manning. Harrison. Manning. Seraphim, top of the circle. Now he shoots it. Puck deflects, and that went high over top of the glass. Still 1:31 though left in the Port Hope penalty.
There's your traditional umbrella with a low shot. What I call a double slot, so you stack your wingers or stack your forwards in front of the goalie. You're looking for that tip. You're looking to shoot off of a stick now. There's a little line running right down the middle of the ice called the Royal Road, and most goalies can't make a save if you shoot it across that Royal Road and tip it in with a stick.
Mitch Klee dumps the puck into the Port Hope zone. Kavanaugh goes back to get it, gets it ahead, and a nice tip there by Mackey to send it down the ice. Mackey's the only player on these two teams who's ever won a Schmalz Cup. He did it a couple years ago with the Lakefield Chiefs. And this is his second year now with the Panthers. Here comes Harrison. He brings the puck in, sends it into the middle, rolls into the corner for Klee. Klee was the Barry Colts draft pick. Intercepted puck by the Panthers. They'll get a couple of chances to clear it. Finally do get it to center. And Dalton Lawrence thought he might have had the pocket picked of Manning, but a good play by the Centennials player. Here's a chance and a blocked shot by Ferguson. That might have saved a goal. And then he gets a good break and bounces it out to center. Clipper into the middle. His shot stopped by Young. And will hold 29 seconds left in the Port Hope penalty.
Ayr are really good at kicking what I call a kick. So they attack through the middle, kick out to the boards. It draws the defenseman, and then they kick for that open shot. We saw it a couple times in that sequence.
Centennials, a team in white, leading 4-2 over the Panthers. And Cummings has it at the blue line. McLean, Cummings, back to McLean. Across it goes, ripped wide of the net. The net has come off the moorings. In behind Aaron Young on the shot from Quinn Diamond, who's got 2 goals already in the game.
Yeah, Diamond's a spark plug. I like this guy. He seems to have a nose for the net. He has a nose for open spaces. He looks like a real goal scorer.
Face-off controlled again by the Centennials. McLean, and then batted just wide of the net. Godden trying to clear it, and he does on the second attempt down the ice. That'll almost do it, might do it. Figardo sends it ahead for Diamond. He'll backhand it into the Panthers' corner again. Hustling after it with great pace was Wibbs. And Port Hope has killed off the penalty. The puck loose in behind their net. The Wibbs trying to jam it in. A couple of whacks at it. And it is stopped and held against the post by Aaron Young, the 19-year-old goaltender for the Port Hope Panthers.
I like to call it playing hard without the puck, and you're seeing it right now by Port Hope's defense. Whether it's a case of being on the long change and they're getting overstayed, but what happens is they move the puck to the winger and they don't come back to the middle of the net quickly, playing hard without the puck, and that's what's causing these secondary chances for Ayr.
Face off to the right, to the left rather, of Young. Well, he hasn't played much lately, Young, but through the Empire League playoff, he had an 8-0 record for Port Hope. And so they were using him, leaning on him then. And then Calgary took away the starting job for a while, but who knows where Young goes now. Centennial, blue line, Ferris, along the boards. Ormiston and the Panthers able to chip it out to center ice. Under 3 minutes to go, second period, 4-2 Centennials. Jeffers in behind his net, slammed against the boards, makes a nice play to feed it to Lacroix, and chips one out to center. Kemp, and his pass misses everybody, and that'll be an icing call against the Centennials with 2:28 left here in the second period. And this slowed down just a little bit here now, the pace.
Yeah, it's kind of settled in here. I'm looking here for the last couple minutes. Can Port Hope get one late? Try to regain some momentum going into the dressing room for a big third period.
Panthers have got their top line on the ice. Lagois, Lawrence, Foley. Looking to get into the offensive zone, but here comes Klee, right back in for the Centennials. Cuts his way in, and then had it taken away and pushed forward for Foley. Brings the Panthers to center ice. Foley will dump it in. Figardo out of his net. Back it goes for Mitchell. Around the boards and just past the blue line. Seraphim trying to get around Kavanaugh. Steers it back to Harrison. And the Panthers take it away, and now Dalton center. Chips it forward, but can't get past the stand. And welcome back to the Jack Berger Sports Complex in Port Hope, Ontario. The Ayr Centennials, the visiting team, leading 4-2 over the Port Hope Panthers in Game 1 of the Schmalz Cup Ontario Junior C final. It was Ayr striking first. Quinn Diamond, the goal-getter. Port Hope tied it on a goal by Cam Lowry. Then Riley Clipper with 2 for the Centennials. And then the teams traded goals in the second period, Lagois and Diamond. Here we are in the third. Panthers deep in their own zone, trying to get control. Penalty coming here. It'll be against Kavanaugh for hooking for the Panthers as he hauled down Cole Cummings.
Those are the ones that just make me mad. Your team's got the puck. He runs a little pick play, knocks him over, and now you're going to have a key penalty kill here to start the period. You want the momentum if you're Port Hope, and this isn't the way to get it. So key part of the game right here. Next goal is ultra important.
McLean has it at the blue line for the Centennials. In for Diamond, 2 goals in the game already. Back into the corner for Wibbs. His centering pass. Clipper with a shot. Glove save. And the Panthers can't clear it. Wibbs rims it back around the boards. McLean at the right point, keeping it in for Ayr. Into the corner for Clipper. Rolls it back. Comes back to the blue line. In fact, misses everybody and goes all the way down the ice again.
I like what I saw there with Port Hope. They're stronger on the stick in front of the net. They're going to...
Here's a chance and a backhand chance, and he couldn't bang it home on the empty net. Goaltender made a mistake, but here comes Seraphim. Back down the ice again for Ayr with a shot. Young the save. And the crowd here buzzing. Couldn't believe that didn't go in. Now Klee with a drop pass. Wibbs with a shot. Young the save. And cleared down the ice by Mackey. And the goaltender, Figueredo, now wants to be very careful. He sends it back in behind his net for Sean Mitchell. Up on the boards and fired in by Klee. After it goes Harrison. Lagois chips it around the boards, kept in by Mitchell. Centennials trying to get set up on the power play. Seraphim. Klee, back to Seraphim. To the top of the circle, stops, snaps one, hits his own man in front, and the puck is grabbed by the Panthers and sent down the ice by their captain, Lagois.
For the viewers out there, watch how Seraphim and Klee protect the puck along the wall. Real mature hockey players using their body to protect it and then set up a play.
Here come the Centennials again. This time Hunt got a stick on it, but Seraphim follows up, and his pass broken up, and the Panthers look at each other and then don't take it. Pettit has it now. He is knocked down by Hunt. Now Klee had it taken away from him, and Ferguson's going to send it down the ice, rolling, and will it go facing? It will. Penalty just expiring. Still 4-2, early stages now, third period.
That's a good kill for Port Hope. Now they want to set up, regroup, play some good 5-on-5, rely on their pace, get ice with speed, and look to try to get back into this game.
Jonah Goodman on the face-off for Port Hope. He's actually joined the team pretty much at the end of the season. He played the season with the Trinity College School Bears. They won the Independent League High School Championship, and then he hitched on with the Panthers, and they've used him more and more as the playoffs have gone on. There's a shot from the point. Another chance in front for Ormiston, and the Panthers dodge a bullet. Goodman gets it out of his own zone, pushes the puck to the Centennials line, but no further. Back comes John Ney, swept off his stick. Beachy follows up. And the puck gathered in by Smith. He skates to center. Slammed against the boards, and a big hit by Kemp. Kept in at the blue line by Hunt. Throws it in front. Kept in by Powells. And the Panthers can't keep the play alive. And Kavanaugh will have to scoot back in his own. Early stages, third period. Ayr Centennials holding on to a 2-goal lead. Jackson White out of his own zone. Feeds a pass for Masterson. Across the blue line. Rolls it to the net. Young got a stick on it and doesn't clear it. Now Masterson. And Jackson in behind. Kavanaugh trying to get in the middle of the play and tie things up. Mad scramble back behind the net. And Powell's a young defenseman will send it up towards, but now lands on the stick of Campbell. Now Lowry races after it. And taken away by the Centennials. Pettit couldn't clear it. Now Cummings. Back in it goes for Mitchell. He'll roll it out to center ice, and Jeffers back to get it. 4 minutes gone by, third period. 4-2, Ayr Centennials, Midwestern Junior C champions lead the Port Hope Panthers, the Empire B Junior C League champions. Gurr, pass ahead to center for Lowry, broken up by the Centennials. Rolling puck, Diamond goes after it, backhands it towards the net, and lands back on the stick of Gurr. He'll feed Mackey. He'll direct the puck to center, and it'll get shot right back in again by the Centennials. Jeffers loses it, and the puck comes in front, and Gervais gets a stick on it. Both goaltenders making some mistakes. Fans calling for a slash on the Centennials. The referee's letting it go. Now Gurr from the blue line. His shot doesn't get through. And pushed out to center ice. Will it go far enough for icing? Just barely does, says the linesman, with 15:07 to go here in the third period. And the Centennials strong so far right through here in the early stages of the third.
Yeah, the Centennials have done what they had to do. Come out here, basically hold down the fort. A 2-goal lead is one of the most dangerous leads in hockey, and they've done it. You're going to see them chip pucks in behind Port Hope's defense. You're going to see Port Hope having to regroup through the neutral zone and look to attack with possession. I don't think Port Hope wants to dump the puck in. They want to attack with possession. That's their strong point. They rely on their pace. They rely on their skill. But right now, as you can see, again, some veteran hockey players here and a veteran team with Ayr. Slowing things down, making the referees have to come over to the bench. This is a veteran hockey club, and Port Hope's going to have to adjust to this as well.
I think maybe there was some kind of an issue at the timekeeper's bench. That seems to have been sorted out. Hard for us to see it from our vantage point. The Centennials win the faceoff in their own zone and will chip it out to center ice. Harrison, one man back. Harrison trying to cut in, swept away though by the Panthers to center and slammed right back in by Seraphim and almost took out his own man. Now Foley for Lagois, trying to go lengthwise across the ice for Lawrence, didn't work. Lagois goes back to get it again, swings away from Seraphim, still has it on the wing, chips it into the corner and chases. Still with the puck. Good work here by Lagois. He's hit into the boards heavily, and the referee's arm goes up. Both referees' arms go up, and Lagois is down on the ice, and now he gets back to his knees. He seemed to recover at the last second on that one.
He did. Those are the dangerous ones. We call it getting up on one wheel. He was up on one wheel, and he gets pushed a little bit. Really looks dirty, but Lagois is a veteran player, has good edges, is able to absorb the hit. This is another key moment here in the third period with Port Hope going on their power play. So far this year, their power play is operating at 85%. We'll see what they can muster up.
Tonight, they are 0 for 4 on the man advantage. Great job by the Centennials so far. They lead by 2. Trying the clearing pass. Lagois gets to the puck. He fires. Save. Figardo. Scramble at the front of the net, and it is covered up long enough by Figardo to get the whistle. And good early pressure on that power play by the team in blue.
Ayr wins a lot of faceoffs, and you saw there the defenseman takes the puck in around behind the net, but he's on his backhand. I played for a coach once in Junior B who never allowed us to take a backhand in our own end. We had to turn, get to our forehand, or put it in our feet and wait for support. You see what happens there. If he had gone high off the glass, he gives his teammates an opportunity to regroup, set up into their position.
Panthers win the face-off on the power play. Foley down low for Lawrence, but hit him in the skate with the pass. Lawrence, nice job to come up with it. In front, they score! It is Mike Smith who knocks it in, and this is a one-goal game.
Great little play by Port Hope. They like to attack from below the goal line as well as using the umbrella along the top. What ends up happening is the Ayr defensemen turn, face the goal line, and they can't see the player that's coming in from the backside or the weak side. Port Hope capitalizes. Pivotal time in the game here, 4-3.
5:53 of the third period, the time of the power play goal. Smith scores it. And we've got a tight one here down the stretch. Jeffers into the zone it goes. Pettit back to get it. The captain of the Ayr Centennials around the boards. Kept in at the blue line by Jeffers. His shot bounces around in front. And Pettit very calmly just takes it out of harm's way and brings it to center ice. Still has it. Pettit busting his way in. In front, they score. What a goal. What a move by Pettit.
Wow, what an individual effort by the captain, Pettit. That's what you need at this point. This is why this team's playing for a championship. You got a veteran team, a veteran player, walks down, goes end to end, and great individual effort and slides it across for basically a tap in.
Wibbs the finish, but what a play by the captain, Pettit. Really, he took it from in front of his own net when the pressure was on his own team and cleared it out. Less than a minute after the Panthers had made it a one-goal game, Pettit and the Centennials make it a two-goal game yet again. Wibbs with the finish on that great play by Pettit. So the Panthers again have their work cut out for them. Back comes Goodman. His backhand shot steered aside by Figardo. And the Centennials flip it down and lands right in the Panthers bench. So there was just two players involved in that goal. Pettit gets the assist and Wibbs scores the goal. Wibbs has got a goal and 3 assists in the game tonight. Big part of the Centennials offense. Center in behind the net. Panthers trying to work it back out front. Now to the blue line. Jeffers with a blast. That's tipped and rolls just wide. Grieve goes after it. In behind. Here's a chance out front. Campbell couldn't get a stick on it. Now Gurr keeping it in from the blue line. Not for long though. Centennials to center ice go and knock it off the fairly low rafters here at the backward.
Again, you can see Ayr wins a lot of face-offs. They use their big bodies or their wingers to seal off and jump in. What they have to be careful of is if they take the puck around behind the net in their own end, Port Hope are really quick and can seal off the wall, take away the middle lane, and get turnovers, which create excellent scoring opportunities from in the home plate zone.
Panthers go with their number 1 line. They go with a last-minute change. Here's Gurr. His pass finds Lagois, brings it in left wing, slammed against the boards, but barrels on through. Spins away from another check from Ormiston. Lagois keeping it alive. Now back to the blue line. Jeffers, in behind it goes Foley. Tracks down the puck, gives it to Lawrence. Centering pass, and broken up by the Centennials, and they can't get it out on the first attempt, but do on the second. John Ney is going to backhand it in and peel off in a line change. Lagois fights off a check at center, jams on the brakes, leaves it for Jeffers. Big collision, but the puck lands at the Port Hope blue line. Gurr. Andrew Gurr steps across the center red and dumps it in. Figardo out of his net. And backhanded into the Ayr Centennials bench with 11:47 to go, third period. Centennials keep on pushing and they still lead by 2.
Yeah, they've made some adjustments really well in their own zone. I think what Port Hope has to be aware of here is they've got to do what we call a soft dump. They don't want to have dumping the puck in where it rims to the goalie. Their goalie is able to play the puck really well.
Out to center. Panthers actually don't let it get out, and there's a chance in front. Centennials again just chip the puck out to center ice, and hustling back for it is Keegan Ferguson. He'll send it back to Hunt, chips it up on the boards. Godden, Gervais. Gervais will dump it in, and it's Wasiluk, in fact, who's chasing, and Figardo again almost coughs up the puck. Now it comes to Mackey. His shot, rebound, jam away in front. Gervais all tied up, and he couldn't get his stick on it. Set down the ice, icing here coming against the Ayr Centennials. Action in both ends of the ice.
So just exactly the opposite of what I said. Try not to dump the puck so that Figueredo can play it. He does come out, and we've seen it over and over tonight in the game. Just little miscommunications. Goalies not being sharp with the puck behind the net. Port Hope comes with pace, so do Ayr. Any little turnovers off a goalie stick, and he has to come all the way back to his crease.
The crowd here, the Jack Berger Complex, trying to get their team back into this one. Down by 2. There's a shot from Godden, goes wide of the net. And he'll backtrack in his own zone, let it roll to Kavanaugh. Chips it up on the boards. Harrison bangs it right back in again. If you've just joined us, missed early on, we mentioned Cam McGill, the leading point getter among defensemen in the Schmalz Cup playoffs, not in the lineup for the Panthers tonight, serving a 1-game suspension. So that could change the series complexion a little bit on Sunday.
Cam logs a lot of minutes, and he definitely is an offensive threat every time he's on the ice.
Panthers look a little different without him in the lineup. Smith has it along the boards at his own blue line, does well to just get it out. The Centennials, though, push it right back to the Port Hope blue line. Now Powell's, the big defenseman, gets it to center, just trickles it into the Centennial zone. Manning flips it ahead. And Jackson White backhands it into the Port Hope corner. Masterson races after it. Kavanaugh beats him to it. Lagois feeds it ahead. Too far for Lawrence. And now McLean. Pass to center, finds Masterson. He's been excellent for the Centennials tonight. Across the blue line, he's got some pace. In he goes, tries to wrap it around, and he does! He scores! Masterson banks it off the back of the goaltender, and the Centennials have got a 3-goal lead.
Masterson uses his speed, goes wide on the defenseman around behind the net, and I think Young would like to have that one back. Just got to seal off that inside post with his inside leg, snuck behind him.
Zach Masterson celebrates his 20th birthday tomorrow. Aaron Young saying that this shouldn't have counted. Trying to make that argument to the linesman, but I think it's going to fall on deaf ears.
He's trying his best here, but I think from our vantage point, we saw it in the net.
Well, I couldn't see if it was in, but I could certainly see that the referee pointing that it was in, and he was in a better spot than either of us. So the Centennials have now opened up a 3-goal lead for the first time in the game. Beachy shovels the puck into the Panthers' corner. Hunt goes after it. Tries to spin away, does. Pass finds Lowry. He'll bank it off the boards and out to center. Now Ferguson. Now Campbell. Now Lowry follows up. His shot. Stopped and steered aside by Figueredo. Here's another chance. Ferguson from the blue line. And Hunt goes after it. Sweeps at the puck. Grabbed by Campbell. He'll get it in, but Pettit, the captain of the Centennials, couldn't get it by Wasiluk. He snaps one sharp angle. Figueredo makes the save. Mackey now with the puck. Hunt at the blue line. Panthers keep it in. Shot just wide of the net. Kavanaugh goes after it. Into the corner for Mackey. Wasiluk chasing. Centennials take it out, and Pettit's going to bank it off the boards, and out it goes to center. Less than 8.5 minutes to go, third period. 6-3. Centennials lead the Panthers here in Game 1 of the Schmalz Cup. That last goal was Masterson from Cummings and McLean, giving the Ayr Centennials a 6-3 lead. Manning banks the puck off the glass, kept in. No, it isn't. Out it rolls to center. Gervais. Now Jeffers, now on the stick of Mackey. He rolls it to Gervais. He rims it around the boards. It'll come back to Kavanaugh at the left point. Down into the corner. Around the boards, Jeffers trying to keep it alive, and the puck goes high in the air and lands on top of the figure skating booth.
Ayr's doing a great job of keeping the puck outside of the dots. At this point, we call it wall hockey. we like to play wall hockey when we're up by 3 goals. Keep the puck outside of the dots. Make sure you manage your dumps out so that they get beyond the red line. Give your D a chance to make a change. Ayr's playing a great road game. You're seeing a veteran team here. Port Hope just have to regroup and try to win each shift here. Take some momentum maybe into the next one.
Here is Smith. Couldn't bang it towards the net. And the Centennials will just work it out to center ice. Hustling back is Gurr, the converted forward. Now to Goodman. Nice move to get around his man. Cuts to the net. Backhand shot. Scramble in front. And Figardo's got it. Well, we had that little moment of nastiness earlier, but it's been a fairly calm game between these two teams.
Yeah, usually the first game is a feel-out game. Game 2 will start to get a little bit more. And you look at any of these teams during their Schmalz Cup run, Game 3 and Game 4 usually is when we start to see some nastiness, and we got players that know one another's tendencies and coaches who know, hey, who can we go after here to try to get a late power play, get a good scoring opportunity.
Centennials again with that key face-off in their own zone. Out they get it to center. Masterson had it swept away by Gurr. Kemp is going to dump it in deep, and then he goes tumbling down. And the Panthers with the puck, and out they come to center ice with Keegan Ferguson. Brings it in. Left wing side. Still has it. Steers it to the net. Lands in the corner. And Kemp will push it ahead. And Quinn Diamond will float it out to center ice. John Ney brings it in for the Centennials, lobs one towards the net, rolls along the top of the boards, kept in by the Centennials. They blast another one at the net, and that'll be covered up and held by Aaron Young.
Traditionally, you see a team when they're up by 3 goals fall back into what we call a 1-2-2 trap, but what's been impressive me here tonight with Ayr is they're continuing to come here, even up 6-3. I think they're trying to send Port Hope a message that, hey, we're here in this series ready to forecheck with pace and finish all of our checks.
One thing you were mentioning to me earlier, as far as we know, these two teams have never faced each other. We've never been a Junior C game between the Ayr Centennials and the Port Hope Panthers. So there's a lot of feeling out to be done. Lagois, pass to center for Lawrence. Now Foley can't handle it. He's caught in his skates, comes back to Jeffers. The Panthers will shovel it back in again. Down by 3 goals. Just over 6 minutes to go here in the third. Foley to the blue line. Kavanaugh played a ton of minutes tonight. Snaps one to the net. Bouncing puck. Sent around the boards. Jeffers in for Lagois. And snapped out to center ice by the Centennials, and they chase with Masterson. Kavanaugh quickly steers it ahead for Lagois. He'll bring it in on the left wing. Winds up, blasting one. Figardo, big rebound. Comes back to Lawrence. He hammers one. Might have caught his own man Foley. And the puck eventually sent up and out of play with 5:43 left in the third, and a 3-goal lead for the Midwestern Junior C League champion Ayr Centennials. And we've got Cummings and Lagois with some post-whistle discussions.
Little gamemanship again by your overager from Port Hope. See if he can drag a penalty. I think it's important that Ayr play with discipline here. The last 5:43 left in the game. Make sure that they don't put themselves in any hole. Don't lose any momentum that they've gained here from a great road hockey game.
Centennials again come up with a puck in their own zone and loft it out to center. Ferguson got in front of it. Now Manning. Diamond banks it into the Port Hope zone. Hunt goes back to get it. Diamond whacks at the puck. Second effort, keeps it in. Fires it over top of the net. Ben Grieve goes back to get it. His pass picked off by Diamond. Comes back to Manning. Off the boards and out to center. Ferguson is going to shoot it right back in again. Keegan Ferguson, the 17-year-old just turned, is really playing some big important minutes for Port Hope, and he's showing why the Oshawa Generals decided to take a draft pick on him.
I think this is where Junior C plays a great role for a young boy like this. He's playing big minutes, skating pucks up with composure, making good hockey plays.
Penalty coming here against the Centennials. The shot is blasted, and the save made by Figardo. on the shot from Wasiluk. And, well, I guess if you're the Centennials, this is not what you wanted, is to be shorthanded.
No, exactly. You don't want to give Port Hope any opportunities here on the power play. This is their bread and butter. This is how they turn a game's momentum right back around. And although we're only down by 3 goals, one here on a power play early turns the whole thing around for them.
Port Hope is 1 for 5 on the man advantage. Seraphim against Lagois on the faceoff. And the Centennials win the draw. A huge face-off win and send it out to center ice. Klee and Gurr battle in the corner. Lagois comes back to help. Dan Lagois starts to work his way out of his own zone. Pass ahead for Lawrence on the left wing. Takes it deep and in, works it for Smith. His shot doesn't get through. And it'll be fired back out to center by Cash Seraphim, and he'll head to the bench on a line change. Just over 4 minutes to go, third period. A 3-goal lead for the Ayr Centennials. Lawrence with the puck, leading point getter throughout the playoffs and the regular season. Tries to snap it on net. Gurr races in deep, keeps the play alive for a moment, but the Centennials have a chance to clear it and can't do it. Foley. And finally, the Ayr Centennials do make the play to send it down. Young out of his...
Ayr has 2 different attacks on their penalty kill. This one's more passive, and when Klee and Seraphim are on, they're far more aggressive. It's difficult to go against as a power play unit.
Lagois is going to bring the puck in. Trying to get set up for the Panthers. Rolls it to the front of the net. Centennials, smart play. They just clear it down the ice.
Centennials are just first to all the pucks in their own end. That's what's the difference here, especially on their penalty kill. Any puck that goes to the wall, they're first to that puck.
Here comes Campbell. He snaps one towards the net. Gervais. Final 20 seconds of the power play. Shoots it, rips it wide of the net. Sends everybody, including the referee, dodging for cover as the puck goes out of play. With just 15 seconds left in the Port Hope power play, down by 3. Ayr Centennials will host Game 2 of the series, 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at the North Dumfries Community Center. Panthers slam the puck in. Racing after it goes Godden. Comes back to Gervais. To the blue line for Kavanaugh. Gervais throws it to the net. Pad save Figueredo. Kept in at the blue line by Jeffers, and he couldn't get it in very deep. Second attempt he does. But again, Centennials back to center they come. Into the Port Hope zone it goes. Less than 2.5 to play now, third period. Mackey dodges a hit, but the puck floated right back into the Panthers zone. Who touched it? Well, not sure. One of the officials looked like he waved it off, and the other one blew it down. So the face-off is going to come near center ice.
Here's where you'll see Ayr will be just happy to slow things down. Chip pucks in behind Port Hope's D. Sit back in a 1-2. Personally, I think the Panthers can attack with more possession. They seem like they're willing to dump the puck here late in the game, and they're rimming pucks around. It's going out to their Ayr's goalie, Figueredo, and he's able to play those pucks. I think Ayr, although they have some big bodies on defense, I think if we can attack with possession, maybe get pucks in behind a little bit, utilize the kick-out play, I think with a bit of execution, Port Hope's right there with them. This really isn't a 6-3 hockey game. There was a couple great individual efforts here in the third period for Ayr.
Hunt to center, trying to feed Goodman. Intercepted and thrown in by Ormiston. Just over 2 minutes left. The Panthers would need a bit of a small-sized miracle, maybe bigger. Here comes Godden, brings it in right wing, throws it in front, chases his own puck, and couldn't get it on net. Panthers have kept the goaltender in. Fired long range on net, saved by Young from Riley Clipper. We haven't said Riley Clipper's name as much now as we had in the early stages,
no,
that's for sure.
No, we haven't, but there's a veteran play. Late in a change, you want to get the puck deep in Port Hope's end, so you throw it high. Force the goalie to catch it, hold on to it, and now you get what you want. An offensive zone face-off. You get the players on the ice that you want.
Well, the referee just sent Carver Ormiston to the dressing room. I think nothing more than just trying to keep the game calm, and any more shenanigans, he'll just keep on sending guys to the room, and I don't have a big problem. It's this, the team in white or the team in blue. Here comes Mackey, skating out to center ice, across the center.
Result in suspensions for the next game. A few players here who aren't.
And thanks to all of our sponsors who have been along and are helping us out tonight. We would be nowhere without them. We sure appreciate what they have contributed to the broadcast, as well as we get set to drop the puck here for the final 47.5 seconds of this one. The Port Hope Panthers and the Ayr Centennials in Game 1 of the Schmalz Cup final series. It's a best of 7, of course. Gervais in behind the net, looking for something positive for the Panthers down the stretch. Jeffers at the blue line. Into the corner it goes. Out front, Campbell with a shot. Rebound, smack away at it. Comes back to the blue line. Powell's skates it down low, still holding. Twists and turns with the puck, still with it. Sends it across left side for Jeffers, down low, tipped towards the net by Goodman. Powell's can't keep it in, sent down the ice. And that's pretty much going to do it here for this one. Campbell right back in, one last shot, stopped by Fagardo, and the Ayr Centennials come out on top. They win Game 1 of the Ontario Junior C Championships, the battle for the Schmalz Cup. Big thank you to our sponsors. The road to the Schmalz Cup brought to you through the support of Ayr Farmers Mutual Insurance Company, Kids Help Phone 1-800-668-6868, the Ayr Centennials Hockey Club, Dally Ripple Burns Insurance, Lori and Jamie Dance, and Susie Struthers, Remax. Thanks, everyone. Let's take you through the summary of this one and jump right in, Claire, when you see an opportunity. Right off the opening puck drop, the Panthers had the puck in the Ayr zone, and the first opportunity down the ice, Quinn Diamond scores his 11th of the playoffs from Clipper and Klee, and that gave the Centennials, the visitors, the lead and quieted the crowd just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a key thing right off the game. Port Hope had the pace, Port Hope had all the pressure, and Ayr basically executed. They executed on their first possession and their first real scoring opportunity. As the game wore on, that's what it boils down to here in this game is execution. Port Hope had lots of opportunities, maybe weren't so fortunate. Ayr had a couple real good individual efforts from some veteran hockey players, and their big bodies in front of the net paid dividends tonight. I think that's going to be the key. Can Port Hope execute with their skill and their pace, and can Ayr continue with their big body play to win these battles in front of the net and along the wall?
Halfway through the first period, Port Hope tied it on a goal by Cam Lowry from Dan Lagois and Austin Jeffers, but just over a minute later, Ayr with the first of two quick goals. It was Riley Clipper's 18th of the playoffs from Pettit and Wibbs. Jordan Pettit and Jake Wibbs. And then just over a minute later, Clipper again, his 19th from Wibbs again. And this time it was McLean picking up the second assist. That was Connor McLean. And it was 3-1 Ayr after the first period. Panthers outshot Ayr 15-7 in the first. Second period, Panthers come out guns a-blazing again. This time they're rewarded. A goal by Dan Lagois, 53 seconds in from Dalton Lawrence and Evan Foley. But it doesn't stay a one-goal game for, well, it does about 12 minutes, and then Ayr goes back to the lead at 13:03. Quinn Diamond's second of the game from Wibbs and Clipper, and again, a two-goal lead for Ayr after two periods. In the third, again, Port Hope gets to within one. A power play goal from Mike Smith from Dalton Lawrence and Evan Foley, but then a quick goal again, and that one might have been the backbreaker as Jordan Pettit races down the ice, feeds Wibbs, he scores. That makes it a two-goal game. They would add one more later from Masterson, and that has how it finishes a 6-3 win for the Ayr Centennials in Game 1. Final thoughts to you, Claire Cornish.
I just think that this typifies junior C hockey. It's great hockey, great pace. There's mistakes happen all the time. It just doesn't quite have the polish of the OHL, even the polish of the Junior A loops, and you see it. Port Hope scores early in both periods number 2 and period number 3, and then give up a goal right away. Even though they're individual efforts, great efforts by Ayr, you've got to be ready. You got to come back with pressure. Yeah, especially after you score, you got to keep that momentum. And sometimes that's just a little bit of either a maturation process from the players or just a little bit of polish. And that's what I see with Junior C hockey, and that's what makes it so fun to watch.
On behalf of Claire Cornish, my name is Rob Snook. Our producer is Roland Archer, and our entire crew wants to thank everyone for watching tonight. Glad to have you along. Game 1 of the Ontario Junior C Final, the Schmalz Cup, is waiting for the winner, and right now it's the Ayr Centennials with a 1-0 lead. Thanks for watching. See you again on Sunday. John Molson will take over in the play-by-play chair.